So it's really the first kind of driving test in the van today. You can see everything's done. There's V a little bit. And we were just sitting there talking, and you don't really even have to yell at each other because everything, the insulation is done. So it's a huge difference. And what it sounded like sort of on the freeway, now we're just in town right now. But the acoustic insulation, and it was kind of warm in the van. It's about 45 today. It's supposed to be really cold tomorrow, but just knowing that it is a little warmer. What I'm trying to say is when we got in the van, it wasn't freezing cold. So more to come. Merry Christmas and almost Happy New Year. So today is one of those days where I tested the van yesterday, but today is one of those days where I completely over-obsessed about some things. Still haven't really made up my mind. First of all, these wires that are up here, there's a pretty big clump of wires that run all the way to the front to this paneling piece here, which behind here is the driver's side airbag, which I totally don't want to mess with. And then I removed, there was a harness or kind of a cover that went on these, a big black cover. I didn't necessarily want to build around that cover because it would be kind of ugly, so to speak. So what I did was I removed that cover. And what I'm intending to do is to build over this instead of building around it. So all that being said, you see all these pre-drilled holes and all that. They have a thing called a plus nut, which is kind of like a rivet that you can pull in here. You have to buy a special tool and all that, and it just seemed like such a pain in the butt. So you have you have self-drilling and self-tapping, and I talked about that, screws. So what I had planned to do was to take these boards, to install them into here, and frame this all the way out. That way I can lay, I would be able to take the wood that we're going to use for the walls and frame it out all the way on top of this, leaving a little bit of space behind here for this, a little bit of space behind here for the insulation as well. So getting through here is easy, getting through here, not so much. It was easy using those self-tapping screws to get down into the floor because there's a lot of pressure that obviously I could exert on the floor and drilling down. Drilling this way is not so easy. So again, it's one of those days where I go to the Home Depot and walk around for 20 minutes trying to figure out what it is that I need to do. I spent another 30 minutes going to the web, getting totally overwhelmed, loud noise, with the web and what they're doing. A lot of people have some pre-installed walls, which I don't want to do. I'd rather build my own. Some people have, like I said, used these pre-existing holes, which I honestly don't know how to get my giant hand back here to be able to put a nut on the back of these. And again, it's just something I'm learning. I have to figure out how to do. So what I'm going to do is I had to go to Home Depot, and the reason that I went to Home Depot was to buy a different drill bit that drills specifically into sheet metal to start a pilot hole for these self-tapping screws. And what I'll do is that I'll tap all of these holes, all of the ones in the roof, unless anybody has a better idea on how to do that. So again, it's just one of those days of overanalyzing. I feel like I didn't get a whole lot done today. I drove around and figured out that there's a panel on the door of this panel right here. I did not insulate at all, so it was just trying to play catch up there. And it's got some real weird screws in it that I couldn't reach. So I don't know. I mean, it's I guess just kind of a frustrating day that I felt like I should have gotten a lot of stuff done. I had the whole intention of coming out here and putting all the wood frame in. Well, that seemed to work. What I did was, is that I put my drill bit, and I did a starter hole here, and then took the screw and held that into the wall. So I think that's going to work. So yeah, it's at perfect depth and everything. These the 1 5/8" screws, which are self-tapping, or they're not really self-tapping unless you're the Hulk, I guess, are going to work pretty well. So I'm going to put these all the way across here, and then I'll have something to drill or to mount all my boards to. So I think I might have that figured out, unless I'm completely wrong. One way I might be completely wrong. To tell you about my state of mind, that's the wrong way. That's the right way. Never knew. Ooh, B-Made coffee. Mmm. That's done. I figured it out, and it is super sturdy. So what I'll do is that I'll put this along here as well, and that way I'll be able to line up the walls and everything. So done all the way to the back. Look, come on, lost and found tripod. Oh, damn it. Anyway, you can see it's done all the way. So that's why you see that it takes so long to get stuff done. I mean, I've been out here for, honestly, probably 3 hours just trying to figure out this. And you'll see this says Pop. This was my dad's. So has a super special meaning to me that I can wear it now, but it's cold outside. So it's weird, but if I go to the hardware store, people start calling me Pop, and I go, nope, it's only one Pop. So anyway, but that is done. I'm pretty happy about that. So I'll be able to cover these up, line all the walls. Now I just have to do the rest of the van that way. So thanks again. See ya.